And we are live. We
Right.
are live.
I, oh yeah, we are live.
हाँ हाँ
All
live है live.
right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. I am in a state of perpetual jet lag. Here in Australia, it is 12 a.m. But in Sydney, Australia is a big country slash continent, so there are so many time zones. I jumped so many that I didn't have to change my watch. After 7 time zones, it came back to the same time. So very difficult to make it to the satsangs. But since people keep asking and DMing and commenting, तो आई थॉट कुछ नहीं तो आप लोगों को राम राम बोलने के लिए आ सकते हैं। तो शुरू करते हैं आज का सत्संग। दिस इज गोना बी अ शॉर्ट वन बिकॉज इट्स लेट एंड आई शिट टू गेट टू। थैंक यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फॉर बीइंग हियर, जो भी लोग यहाँ पे आए हैं इस टाइम पे। इट इज क्वाइट अर्ली बाय इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स। बाय ऑस्ट्रेलियन स्टैंडर्ड यहाँ पे सब बंद हो जाता है 5 बजे। 5 बजे के बाद कॉफी मिलना भी मुश्किल है बाहर, क्योंकि आई थिंक लोग एक ही शिफ्ट में काम करते हैं एंड दे हैव देयर ओन लाइफ। प्लस देयर इज स्मॉल थिंग कॉल्ड ह्यूमन राइट्स आल्सो व्हिच इज अ प्रॉब्लम। तो यू कांट ट्रबल पीपल आफ्टर 5 6। कुछ कुछ शॉप्स ऑफ कोर्स खुले रहते हैं। यहाँ का जो भी डीमार्ट है वो खुला रहता है। इनफैक्ट यहाँ का डीमार्ट जो है वो 24 घंटे खुला रहता है। अभी रात को 2 बजे कौन झांगिया खरीद रहा है पता नहीं, अपने को वो खुला रहता है। तो इज क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग दैट वे। अपना तो लेट सोने का आदत जा नहीं रहा है, आधा दुनिया टाप के भी। तो हियर वी आर इन सत्संग नंबर 12 एंड वी आर लाइव फ्रॉम सिडनी। सिडनी का शो वैसे हो गया है, संडे को था। सिडनी का शो काफी अच्छा गया। इनफैक्ट वी वांटेड टू डू अ सेकंड शो इन सिडनी, बट एज यू नो गुरुजी हैज 3 4 डिफरेंट शोज प्लस डिमांड भी था, पर वेन्यू नहीं मिल पाया। तो काइंड ऑफ डिसअपॉइंटिंग दैट वे बिकॉज पीपल वांट टू वेन्यू टू बी इन द इंडियन सबर्ब्स, तो वहां पे नहीं है ना, वहां पे सिर्फ छोले वोले मिलता है। तो the venue we had was great. It's called Factory Theatre, proper club in downtown Sydney, and the show went great because it's the perfect club. Like I can't explain to you how much difference a good club makes. No, वो banquet hall में आप perform करोगे तो फिर फाल्गुनी वाला vibe भी आएगा। So then I decided to then not do a second show, although I was dying to, because फिर क्या इंडियन लोग बहुत रोते हैं कि दूर है, पार्किंग नहीं मिलता है, लौड़ा लहसुन। तो ठीक है, एनआरआई लोग को अभी काम होते हैं जैसे कि बर्तन मांजना, लॉन्ड्री करना, क्योंकि यहाँ पे अनफॉर्चुनेटली कास्ट सिस्टम नहीं है। इवेंचुअली दे विल लर्न फ्रॉम अस वन डे। Till that time, weekends are full of chores for NRIs, not only here, but in all of the Western world. So I'm still here for another month in Australia. I have to get used to these things. I'm doing a show in Brisbane this Sunday at Good Chat Comedy Club, another comedy club. We picked only comedy clubs in all the cities because we thought कम टिकट भेजेंगे कम पैसा बनाएंगे, लेकिन gonna do a good fucking show. So it's gonna be a good fucking show this Sunday in Brisbane. If you know anybody there, do tell them. पर्थ में है, उसके बाद 23 तारीख को शो है। वो भी एक क्लब है, ओएसिस कॉमेडी क्लब इन पर्थ। Then I moved to Melbourne for the end of my trip, which is my biggest reason to be here, where I'm performing in the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. It's a 3 day run, 29, 30 और 31 मार्च at a place called Voltaire Club. Beautiful place to do stand up. It's a proper theater. तो कुछ टिकटें उसकी निकल भी गई हैं ऑलरेडी। आप अगर मेलबर्न में हो या किसी को पहचान उनको भी बताइएगा। और उसके बाद भी हम घर नहीं आएंगे, क्योंकि वापसी में हम उतरेंगे सिंगापुर में, और वहां पे हम ट्रेन चेंज करेंगे। तो एक प्लेटफॉर्म दूसरा प्लेटफॉर्म जाने के बीच में थोड़ा टाइम है, तो उसमें हम करेंगे एक शो सिंगापुर में ऑन द 9th of April। सो दीज आर द शोज, इज ब्रिस्बेन, पर्थ, Melbourne and Singapore. Please do help me share the word, share the details of this show, get the word out, because of course I know only so many people in this country. So if you know anybody, or if you're there already yourself, then even better, do come. Uh, I'm gonna give this everything because काफी FD तोड़ना पड़ा यहाँ पे आने के लिए, so might as well do a good show while you're here. All tell people you know or you used to know in this country. Uh, that's about it. When I'm back, of course, I'll tour India, but that's not being planned as of now. And let's get to today's topic. We have quite a spicy topic today. We've got 55 people have joined in. It seems if you've not liked the stream yet, please do so. Everybody in the comment section, I have my eye on you. Thank you. And I shall acknowledge the comments soon once we get to business for today. Can you guys see me, hear me so far? Jamie, are we still live or am I talking to myself?
नहीं नहीं लाइव है अपन है.
Live hai. Okay. So today's topic is monogamy versus polygamy. Before I begin, I must make it a point to tell you that this topic was suggested by our intern himself, even though he himself believes in true love for this quarter. Every quarter he changes. But despite being believer in true love, he wants this topic for today. Hot topic, I must say, and there is no verses in this, if you ask me. Morals are like fashion, they change with the seasons. So there is no morals in this. Is about what seems right for you. But even before that, let's take a step before that. Is of course what the government allows you to do, no? Because these things, especially in the developing countries, government आपके चड्डी में हाथ डालता ही है और अपने देश में कुछ ज्यादा ही डालता है. So only till a couple of years back, even homosexuality was a criminal offense. That thankfully got taken away. What you do in your private space at least shouldn't be anybody's business. But not so, because we are moving ahead by moving backwards in time. And great state of Uttarakhand has passed a law which makes even living relationships criminal unless registered with the uncle appointed by the government. So that being the case, of course, when you talk about polygamy and monogamy, you have to play by the rules of the land you stay in. As you know, one particular religion, which is hated by a lot of people in our country, allows polygamy. But contrary to popular opinion, pardon me, uh, the people who practice polygamy the most are not really Muslims, they're other communities. And just because you're allowed to have multiple wives doesn't mean that you will have them, no? Because bhai kharcha kaun karega in this fucking economy. So having said that, and with that out of the way, I feel that true polygamy exists only rarely, because it often gets complicated. When you imagine polygamy, probably you think this Casanova lifestyle where you have multiple partners and no strings attached. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Whenever you share that much space with somebody, uh, you do tend to get attached and everything that comes with it. So it does get messy, I think. But be that as it may, I think in today's world of extreme urbanization and capitalism, monogamy is also quite difficult. I mean, which couple do you know are really happy? They stay together through compromises, if at all. And as you can see in the more developed part of the country, again, I put developed in quotations here, divorce rates are through the roof. India divorce is only 2%, no, because patriarchy. But if you see amongst the upper echelons of society who like to call themselves middle class, divorce rates are approaching the Western world already. So monogamy quite difficult by itself. I feel in today's world, the only good reason to stick to monogamy is what you want to raise a child, because legality and taxation aside, I think a child needs two stable parents. But as someone has already pointed out in the live chat, if you look at the natural world, monogamy quite rare, polygamy quite natural, because you're primed to spread your seed as far and wide as possible. But again, counterpoint is that many things we do are not natural, no, but we accept those as part of culture. So no clear answer to this one. Before we go into the Q&As, I would like to read out one of the tweets I got when I announced the live today. And just give me a second. I think it summed up things quite well. Till I get that tweet, Jamie, would you like to acknowledge a few of our regular satsangis in the chat?
अपने रेगुलर साहिल भाई इज हियर ऑफ कोर्स.
Hey, Sahil bhai is here. Sahil bhai, if you believe in polygamy, then you still have a gym membership. Apurva has said on Twitter that variety is spice of life, but spice destroys Sattvic Guna. But love multiplies when shared. But commitment means sticking with one person through thick and thin, good and bad, fortune, sickness, and health. But we should not live life with a scarcity mindset. I am confused. There you go. It is utter confusion. I think you should play it by the year, but always remind yourself that there are no rights and wrongs in this. Legal, illegal, you leave it to the fucking politicians. No, but if you feel something, there's nothing wrong with it because if you feel something is already natural. I think don't judge yourself. Is where I would start. Our frequent flyer, Mr. Pushkar, is here. He sent us a super chat of $5. Kya baat hai? Namaste, Guruji. Wouldn't be able to be on the live throughout due to work. We'll catch up later. Hope your tour is going well. अरे क्या बात है सिर्फ नमस्ते बोलने के लिए $5 ये हुई ना बात capitalism rocks Kapil Dhaka is here Ambanis have many other reasons to be happy Lord. I don't know dude. It's like if you're born in that house then no you not known anything better or worse so you get used to that lifestyle and you eventually manage to find unhappiness isn't it जेमी क्या बोलते हो आप
मैं बोलता हूँ मेरे को शुगर मॉमी दे दो, मैं उनागो में फिरूंगा।
चुत ये क्या ट्रू लव का बात हो रहा था अपना लास्ट टाइम तुम 2 वीक पे चेंज कर दिया
अरे
कमाल है कहाँ ट्रू लव कहाँ शुगर मम्मी कमाल है अरे अरे दिस इज क्वाइट आई मीन एंटी नेशनल आई मस्ट से
अरे पैसा, पैसा डोमिनेट्स एवरीथिंग। ट्रू लव का क्या
अरे
फायदा।
अरे आज के चैट की शुरुआत की थी दर्शन ने जिनका हमने मेंशन करा अर्लियर स्वप्निल सेइंग कि CFBR का ऑर्डिनेट बताओ क्योंकि गूगल हैज लर्नड इट एंड इट इज यार पता नहीं फिलहाल तो हमारे पास CFBR ही है if you not like the stream yet, please do so. I've taken great efforts to make it to this live. Like I said, it's 12 midnight in fucking Sydney. Uh, and also you want to reach as many people as possible.
ये
I
वहां
wish
पे होता है क्या?
हाँ, क्या बोल रहे हो
सिडनी में ऐसा है क्या कुछ ऐसा पॉलीगैमी एकदम क्रेजी?
अपने को पता है ना यार अपन तो कुछ दिन के लिए आया है ना अपन अपना अपना शो करता है अपना दोस्तों को मिलता है एंड वी ईट एट द इंडियन रेस्टोरेंट्स तो आपको पता नहीं चलता बट of course it's a very sexually free country or not just sexually just in general woke because they can afford to be woke right it's not just about a choice or about morals you can to be woke you need to be able to afford it also, from what I learned from my friends here is that while they are liberated, it's actually dating game is quite rigged because women keep trading upwards and upwards. So, uh,
मतलब
meaning because you're not settling down, no, because there is no commitment,
हाँ
uh, no, which has to be made immediately.
हाँ।
So then people play the whole field and they play the market. So the 90-10 principle applies. Like women fuck who they can, men fuck who they no women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can. No, it's what the great Chris Rock had said once. So that's what happens here. So what happens is a few handful of men who are at the top, be it financially, socially, or in terms of looks, they
हम्म
get all the action and the others get zilch. No,
हम्म।
you get what I'm saying? So there is this whole
इसको एंड्रू टेट भैया ने एक टर्म दिया है, इसको
कर,
इसको कहते हैं
हाँ
वोफ्लिशन।
हाँ 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 टेट वाला ही बात है तो there is a movement here called MGOTW men going their own way so which begs the question कि उनको रोका किसने था जाओ ना अपने पे you are men you can do whatever the fuck you want but basically there is disillusionment with the dating game and after post Me Too what I'm hearing here is that men don't approach women the way they used to earlier like at a bar or like, थोड़ा सब online ज्यादा होता है but I'm sure there are a lot of activities unlike say our country where people do socialize and meet each other but again, as an Indian, you wouldn't know, because we live very separately than the Aussies. बाकी
बात
इंडियंस तो यहाँ
करना।
पे इंडियंस तो घुसे पड़े देखो अपने जात में गोत्र में matrimonial.com, तो उनका तो कुछ हो नहीं सकता, बट ऑजीज का आई वुडंट हैव एन आइडिया येट। और साहिल सही, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में नियो मॉन्क्स बहुत हैं, ओके।
नियो
Does
मॉन्क्स
that
क्या होता है?
neo monks? I guess it means incels. Like, but I think that's I'm just being mean. Vivek Barsopia has sent super chat $20. क्या बात है? That's 40 cents. Great going. Kiran has said dating game is rigged for poor men. People with money can head to Chardham, Bangkok, Tashkent, Amsterdam. Shweta is here. He's saying, चीज केक ऑर्डर हुआ क्या किरण? जेमी चीज केक नहीं है क्या इस हफ्ते?
अपना लेट्स अपना हर हफ्ते ही होता है, बट इट्स अभी इट्स कैसे समझाए, अभी मैं इधर सोच रहा हूँ, क्योंकि अभी मैं वापस ऐसा प्लानिंग टू कम बैक टू द
कम
रूट्स,
बैक, कम बैक टू व्हाट?
टू आवर रूट्स,
विच इज व्हाट?
आवर होम टाउन।
अच्छा, ये कम बैक टू होम टाउन, अच्छा हो गया तुम्हारा इतने में? कमाल
हाँ,
है।
हैदराबाद। अरे अपने इधर पब्लिक का चीज केक अच्छा नहीं है, तो इट्स
अच्छा,
टाइम टू बी
अच्छा,
बैक।
चीज केक एज अ रीजन ऑफ माइग्रेशन आई हर्ड फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, but okay. Kiran has said LDR, whatever that means, illusion of loyalty and falling libido means no cheesecake. I guess what he's referring to is that there are studies, Jamie, that men who are in a committed relationship, their testosterone levels tend to fall. And this seems to be a natural adaptation to keep men in a relationship so they can take care of the young one, not till he reaches MBA age.
वेट व्हाट?
So if you stay with the same person for a long time, your libido goes down, your testosterone falls down, so that
हम्म।
you don't fuck around. No? But
अच्छा।
I guess along with the libido, you lose a little bit of your personality also, which explains why men become uncles.
अरे मैं जितना सुना हूँ, आजकल खबर में आता है कि इंडिया में
Uh,
अंकल लोग बहुत वो मचाते हैं,
क्या मचाते हैं?
पॉलीगैमी।
हाँ?
अंकल लोग बहुत पॉलीगैमी करता है ऐसा।
Both, I mean, we don't have numbers. No, might be 3-5%, which is also not like not less, but it's not like everything. Of course, prostitution is rampant, but there are other reasons for that. No? And of course, there's always Bangkok. So that comes under tourism. So my bad. साहिल is saying इंडियंस का क्या करे, गोत्र में नहीं करेंगे तो मेट्रो सिटीज के लवलीनेस में दम घुट जाएगा। Depends on I don't know. I mean, how much you can stay outside your community. Do you need your community or support? Sure. But then eventually you'll have to move beyond all of this, no? Because if that means that you have to follow a moral code of conduct and living which infringes on your personal space, then is the community support worth it? No, wouldn't rather be your own person. Gajendra Adhikari has sent 3,000, whatever it is, from Seoul, is it? क्या बात है, नमस्कार नमस्कार, इतना दूर से हम पहली बार किसी से बात किए लाइव पे, isn't it? What is the currency in South Korea, by the way? ये भी हमने
वन
कभी सुना ही
वन
नहीं।
वन वन।
It's called one.
हाँ, वन।
Okay, can I buy a cheesecake with this money in your city, Gajen? No, sorry, it's Gehendra Adhikari. South Korea is a very weird place from what we gather from the popular culture and the food. But do they have human rights, Gehendra, in Seoul? If you're rich, at least
डू दे हैव ह्यूमन?
human rights.
अरे वो नॉर्थ कोरिया थोड़ी है, वो साउथ कोरिया है ना, वहां पे तो सब सही चलता है।
अरे आपने देखा नहीं पैरासाइट में क्या था, हंगर गेम्स में क्या था?
नहीं।
वही था, दैट इज लाइक एंड स्टेज कैपिटलिज्म, वेयर शहर में सब कुछ सुविधा है वो पैसे वालों के लिए, तो द सिटी इज एवरीथिंग, the biggest of high rises and corporate jobs and dirt poverty and people living loan to loan, which
हम्म।
doesn't sound very alien, sounds quite familiar actually if you think about it.
हम्म।
Okay, Kiran is saying कोरियन वॉन इज द करेंसी। ऑलराइट। अभी डे एंड ट्रेडिंग ने हमको कन्वर्जन भी भेज दिया, हमने आपसे मांगा भी नहीं था, पर कोई बात नहीं, चलिए। क्या
अरे वहां
वेंचर
पे लेकिन
इंडियन।
वो सब बहुत होता है ना, क्या बोलते हैं, के पॉप के ड्रामा वो सब वायरल होता है।
Yeah, तो वही है ना, it's like America, no, in a way. Like there lot of culture, pop culture is strong, and there's just lot of consumption of different kinds, be it content or be it food or be it fashion. But at the same time, there's a lot of depravity, there's high crime rates, there's poverty. There you go. That's what it does at the end, no? Capitalism.
बट उधर का कंजप्शन इज, क्या बोलते हैं, वहां पे लोग वहां पे कम सुनते हैं, रादर साउथ ईस्ट एशिया और यूएस में ज्यादा फॉलोइंग है के पॉप के
K-pop
ड्रामे।
का ना?
हाँ।
But does it also hold true for the web series and the movies that they make? But they make quite good ones.
क्या मूवीज वहां पे, कोई
Okay.
मूवी दिखता ही नहीं है।
हाँ, के ड्रामा भी तो है ना, तो क्या सिर्फ वकार देखता है क्या के ड्रामा?
अरे के ड्रामा इज टीवी शो नो।
हाँ, तो वो तो देखते हैं कि नहीं वहां के लोग?
वहां पे पता नहीं, अपने इधर लोग बहुत लड़की लोग दिखता है ये।
See,
बट
what Kiran is saying is exactly what I said earlier, that Korean dating scene is very bad, lot of tharak, but girls are choosy. Too many girls chasing too little guys, too few guys, I guess.
बट वो तो हर जगह ही ट्रू है ना, अभी तो इंडिया में भी तो सेम ही है।
Yeah, so now you see why patriarchy was important, guys. Yeah. Yeah, Hamish is saying movies are not representative of reality. No, what I meant was that for any country to produce popular content, which goes across borders, it means that the country is developed in certain aspects. No, you won't see that kind of content coming out of an African country or even a Middle Eastern country, no, because the financially sound but culturally repressed, or even Pakistan for that matter.
अरे पाकिस्तान ड्रामा भी बहुत वायरल है अपने इधर।
अब वो अपुन देखता है ना, अपने बार कौन देखता है? आउटसाइड सब कॉन्टिनेंट हु वॉचेस? But the K-pop and the K-dramas and some of the movies, they have gone across the world, no? And that what was that web series, the game Hunger Games type is ना कुछ, क्या नाम था उसका?
नहीं, वो था यार, कोई तो गेम था, वही ना जो मरता है सब उसमें,
हाँ हाँ, समर्थ।
स्क्वाड जैसा क्या।
Okay, Sarabjit is saying trying to join weekly, but due to time difference, always watch late, but keep up the streak. Thanks, man. Uh, sure is really loving City. Gahendra is saying, yeah, I mean, sure like to. Oh, Squid Games, there it is. fuck,
हाँ,
अपन देखता ही नहीं, अपने को याद नहीं है।
मैं देख
अ,
के भी भूल गया।
देखिए, इतना अच्छा बनाने के बाद पब्लिक भूल जाता है, कोई मतलब भी नहीं है। आई थिंक हर हफ्ते लाइव करना चाहिए, और कुछ जरूरत नहीं करने का। 70 people are watching, or grand total of 70 people. If you not like the stream, this is me telling you for the last time. If you could like it so that we reach most number of people. We'll take a few questions before we end the stream for today. Thank you all for being with us. Uh, Sahil is still here, old boy trained to have. Yeah, Parasite, that was the one. It won fucking Oscars, right? Manpreet Upal is saying, has Kiran ever wondered that maybe only him should leave the Korean Mahila alone?
अरे अरे
अरे
अरे।
भाई, इतना ऑफेंसिव की जरूरत नहीं है। वो किरण कोरिया में थोड़ी है, किरण यहीं पे है। He just happens to know shit, that's all. uh, Basically it's about choice, no? Like you will opt it. So earlier women didn't have that much freedom or choice, now they do, so men have to pick up the game. Otherwise becoming redundant, which is what my entire set was on, when about men with beards.
तो आजकल आजकल के क्या बोलते हैं, जेनजी में ये डिस्कशन
हाँ
चलते हैं कि शुड वी वर्क ऑन आवरसेल्व्स और
हाँ।
शुड वी अर्न मोर मनी टू गेट मोर वुमेन, ऐसा।
अच्छा, इट्स आइदर और, दोनों साथ में नहीं हो सकते।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, इतना टाइम नहीं है, बाकी वक्त भी नहीं हो पाएगा ना फिर उसके साथ।
Yeah, quite difficult. Along with the job just sucks the life out of you in India especially. और बॉस तो प्रैक्टिकली ओन्स योर एस, ही कैन कॉल यू ऑन द वीकेंड, कॉल यू आफ्टर, ये जो यहाँ पे नहीं होता एटलीस्ट, which makes you wonder how are these countries surviving, but they are, no? I mean, of course, colonialism has helped, but when I hear things like people taking a stress leave because their dog is sick, I feel ये देश कैसे चल रहा है? मे बी वही है कि इमिग्रेंट लोग को लेके आओ, वो लोग काम करेंगे, चाइनीज इंडियन पीपल विल वर्क देयर एस ऑफ एंड देयर ओन पीपल कैन टेक इट इजी.
ये वही तो होता है ना, अभी भी तो वही चल रहा है वहां पे।
Shweta is saying Quran has game size, just imagine. I think there's a typo. श्वेता इज सेइंग एसबीआई ने डेटा दिया है, वाह वाह वाह. I feel it, that is just now for academic purpose. The voters of the party in power don't give a fuck if there's corruption, if it's in your face corruption, if you change the constitution, they just want revenge. रिवेंज भी खुद का भी नहीं है, कोई इमेजिन टाइम इन हिस्ट्री का रिवेंज. कपिल सही, गुरु जी आप बाहर निकल गए, यहाँ एसबीआई के सीआई के कांड हो रहे हैं पीछे, आज तो हरियाणा का सीएम भी चेंज हो गया. अरे आई फील दैट if you switch Twitter off, then half the problems in the world go away. Of course, this is a very privileged view to take, but people who are fighting on Twitter are privileged. No? जिनको एक्चुअली पॉलिटिक्स से इफेक्ट हो रहा है, उनका तो आईडी भी नहीं है ट्विटर के ऊपर. So yeah, if someone switches off, and many comics have done that, they just stop doing anything remotely political, and a lot of the comics, they just deleted their Twitter account, and I think you should respect that decision, because they chose their personal health and well-being over everything else. There's nothing wrong with it. Someone was asking me here in Australia, when you're in an environment which is so politically charged and so oppressive in a way, politically, again, then does it not affect your health? And there's a very valid question. Of course it does, no? Because even though you are not being constrained physically every day, but just to hear of that much injustice and corruption every day, of course, the stress adds up, no, eventually. हमें भी मजे आते हैं गान मस्ती करने में ट्विटर पे, तो हम हैं अभी भी ट्विटर पे. And maybe I feel that I learned how to deal with it, but then it does take a toll on your psyche, no? But then again, I feel that if you are in a very peaceful country like this one, you may not need comedy, or your comedy would be so different, no? Because the problems are so different. I performed for the Goras for a few days in Adelaide Fringe Festival, and you can't relate to उनको उनको AQI पता नहीं क्या होता है. इनका
अरे
AQI single digit में है. When I'm doing those jokes and they're not able to like understand, so then I explain the air quality. They're like, yeah, so what? Air is air, no problem क्या
अरे
है?
अरे भाई साहब।
I asked one person that what do you do with the sewage? He had no clue, because you go to the ocean, it is so clean everywhere. You can see to the bottom in 8-10 feet also. And you wonder कि कम है पॉपुलेशन में, इतना लोग खा रहा है, हग रहा है, तो कहाँ जा रहा है भाई? उनको पता भी नहीं है कहाँ जा रहे हैं.
अरे
In India,
आप
we're
ऐसा
drowning in our own shit. So different country, different problems, different art. Uh, Kshitiz is here. Good to see him again. Vivek Barsopia is saying actually people abroad are quite productive during work hours. Indian companies में HR activities time maybe. Can't say for sure. Can I know what does CFBR mean for sorry for my silly question? No, there are no silly questions and there are no right answers in our satsang. Yes, see, I am sure somebody will reply while we move on towards the end of the satsang. Uh, Kiran is saying climate change drive won't be long. जितना दिन बचा है, we'll do something worthwhile. Well, वो तो है. No matter how much these countries maintain the environment, climate change will affect everybody. It already is affecting a lot of people. New Zealand, I heard that glaciers have retreated way back from what they used to be just a few years back, and they depend on the glaciers for the water, of course, and the water, of course, then affects the diversity of the biome, but also direct business, no, because a lot of the places are known for skiing, और अभी skiing नहीं हो पा रहा है वहां पे, तो इसका तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते, बट एटलीस्ट इन द इमीडिएट एनवायरनमेंट, इन द स्ट्रीम्स, इन द ओशंस, वेरी क्लीन. And we tells you that of course there are ways to do it, no, but maybe we can't afford it, or there's too much of everything, too much people, too many people, too much corruption, too much politics, too much of everything, but not enough of the good things. कपिल ढाका जर्मनी का टूर कब है गुरुजी? गुड क्वेश्चन. Few people have asked me to come over, but realizing on this tour, few people asking you is not enough. You need more. Uh, because when you actually go to the city, they've been telling you to come on that weekend. ही कुछ होता है, अरे गुरुजी इस हफ्ते है ना मेरे कुत्ते का फ्रैक्चर हो गया. तो फिर गुरु जाके हिलाओ आपके शहर में. So first I have to go back and recover the money I'm going to lose on this tour, which is why I'll take one last chance on this satsang to remind people who are watching that I'm doing shows in Australia all of this month. So it's Brisbane this weekend, Perth next weekend, Melbourne after that, and then Singapore. The link, Jamie, I'm sure you put in the description, right?
हम्म,
तो
डाल रहा है।
वहाँ वहाँ पे लिंक है सब शोज का. बाकी अब यहाँ पे 1 बज चुका है, तो आई नीड टू स्विच ऑफ. बट एनी लास्ट क्वेश्चंस आई विल टेक देम. इफ एनीथिंग कैचेस योर आई जेमी इन द चैट, लेट मी नो. चैट वैसे मैं भी देख ही रहा हूँ, बट इफ आई मिस्ड एनीथिंग लेट अस नो.
आजकल
आई
तो
विल टेक
अपने
दिस.
ये क्या बोलते हैं, हिमाचल और ये उत्तराखंड भी 100 के AQI का टच कर रहा है, क्या फायदा फिर।
या क्वाइट बैड, क्वाइट बैड. एक्चुअली व्हाट आई नोटिस इज कि यहाँ पे कार घर के पास से जा रही है, आपको समझ ही नहीं रहा है. नहीं, उतना एमिशन नॉर्म्स आर स्ट्रिक्टली इम्प्लीमेंटेड. अपने यहाँ पे तो धुआं निकल दिख रहा है कि गाड़ी से निकला मेरे लंग्स के अंदर गया. तो हिमाचल में भी यही है. प्लस वहाँ पे फैक्ट्रीज बहुत आ गई हैं. और जस्ट जस्ट एवरीथिंग ना, लाइक वहाँ पे वेस्ट डिस्पोजल इज अ बिग प्रॉब्लम. इवन द लोकल्स यू सी दे जस्ट थ्रो द फकिंग चिप्स पैकेट डाउन द स्लोप. वहां से कौन उठाएगा वेंचर? वहां से पड़ा है महीने भर का वहां पे कचरा.
अच्छा।
तो ये it's a very big problem. You can't just sort of generalize things, but it is true. And in India, even if you go to the hills, it's still not great air to breathe. और यहाँ पे the biggest cities in Sydney, in Melbourne, you got AQI of under 10. It boggles the mind. Please do online show for North America. Time zone is always 1 a.m. when you have those day end trading. Okay, if you refer to the lives, फिर मुश्किल है यार, बिकॉज यार अमेरिका इज द सेकंड बिगेस्ट pool of my viewers, but Indians of course are 80-90%, no, so I have to cater to our own immediate brethren first, otherwise इतने व्यू भी नहीं आएंगे. But I do Zoom events once a month, so maybe you could join for those. We do that usually at 12 p.m. IST on a Sunday, which is sort of the best time possible for all nationalities. But YouTube live to more or less evening या late evening ही होगा. Jesse is saying is so quiet in Australia. If your stomach internally growls due to hunger, yeah, even the person sitting next to you can hear. You're right. I experienced this in Europe as well. शांति है, एकदम शांति. Because लोग कम है, again at the cost of being repetitive, but also they don't shout as much, they don't do loudspeaker DJs, all of it adds up. uh, how can we join in the Zoom call? The link है, आई थिंक जेमी डालना पड़ेगा अलग से, क्योंकि लिंक ट्री पे अभी तक अपने डाला नहीं लगता ऑनलाइन शो. इफ यू कुड शेयर द ऑनलाइन शो का लिंक हियर, इट विल बी ग्रेट. राठी से क्या
ये
लेना देना? ध्रुव राठी की बात चल रही है, आई एम मिसिंग द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. HVSV ये कौन है भाई? HVSV भाई, तू शो में फनी है और लाइव में डिप्रेसिंग. तो भाई ये लाइव और शो में आपको क्या लगा? आप मैं फ्री में शो कर रहा हूँ हर हफ्ते. क्या either you don't understand what stand up is or you're having a bad day. Either way, you can go to other lives and play video games for 7 hours and then still try to love yourself after that.
अरे
Hello,
लोग
hello,
वो
Guru.
भी करते हैं ना आजकल, पता है वो
Uh,
इन रियल लाइफ IRL स्ट्रीम होता है, पता है आपको।
यानी क्या हग रहा है वो भी दिखा रहा है क्या?
ऐसा ही कुछ समझो।
अरे वाह, ये तो होना ही था, लेकिन आई मीन अभी इस पे आप जोक भी नहीं कर सकते, ऑलरेडी इट इज रियलिटी। कमाल है।
हाँ।
एल्गोरिथम सबको नंगा नचवा के ही रहेगा।
अरे बहुत। उसमें एक है अपना बंदा स्पीड, वो
हाँ
करता है नया स्ट्रीम उसमें। वो जापान में एक बंदी को ऐसा वो रेंटल गर्लफ्रेंड की तरह हायर किया, वो सब दिखाया पूरा
हाँ
स्क्रीन पे।
हाँ। तो वो तो फिर क्या, हाउ मेनी आवर्स इज दैट?
4-5 घंटा।
इज दैट नॉट डिप्रेसिंग देन?
मतलब तो सही तो था स्क्रीन। अरे वो इंडिया आया था, इंडिया में भी गया था आया था। वो केले वाले से झगड़ रहा है कि भाई मैं तेरे को 100 रुपया दे रहा हूँ ले ले। केले वाला बोल रहा है नहीं भैया मैं सिर्फ 20 रुपया लूंगा। अब 100 रुपया मत दीजिए।
ये है ना कंटेंट बेंच, अपन यहाँ पे टॉपिक डिस्कस कर रहा है, क्वेश्चन आंसर कर रहा है चूते के जैसा। All right, I think I'll have to sign off. एक बज गया, I still need to have dinner here somehow. तो है। All right, I think I shall acknowledge people who are here once again before I sign off. Do like this stream if you haven't. Do comment after the stream is done. And I think we need more topics. If there are any topics you think we should take up in the coming weeks, do suggest. I'll try to do the next live from the other cities I'm going to, which is Brisbane, Perth, Melbourne, and maybe even Singapore. Let's see. I have a short stop there, but it would be nice to do a live from there as well. Uh, suggest topics for our lives and spread the word about my shows here. I'll see some of you guys at the live shows, if not here in Australia, then in India for sure. And that's it from us. Jamie, anything else?
CFBR guys।
CFBR. And Jamie's current objective is to find a sugar mommy. So if we can find that, then even polygamy is not worth his time. Zaid is saying, Guruji, hi Zaid, the Peter Singer की moral philosophy, फेमाइन एफ्लुएंस एंड मॉरलिटी पेपर पर कुछ कमेंट। भाई हमने पढ़ा नहीं, लेकिन साउंड्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। I'll just Google it, or Jimmy, can you just like copy paste this for me to maybe read up later?
ठीक है।
Uh, Feminine affluence. Okay, this sounds quite interesting. Kshitij is saying for next week, what is the Bharatiyavata according to what it should be? What does that mean? Bharatiyatva. Okay, maybe it's a. Acha, okay. What is being Indian? Is that what you're saying? Sure, sounds good. Hamisha is saying take care. Yeah, thank you, Hamisha. I shall. Kshitij is saying topic why comedians are looking like who they critic, like you equal Namo Kamra equal. यार ये टॉपिक छोड़ी हुआ यार, कमाल है भाई। चल ठीक है, चलो। uh, as for the electoral bonds that Shweta said, it's still important. People are fighting the good fight. At this point, even if you can link the data to the corruption, which you already have in a way, but if you do further analysis and you see what kind of mad money has fueled the majoritarian establishment we have in this country today, it will not change anything because लोगों के सर पे खून सवार है। तो उस अभी करप्शन से बात आगे, करप्शन क्या, वुमेन सेफ्टी से बात आगे चली गई है। निर्भया एक केस से पूरा कंट्री हिल गया था। अभी आए दिन आपको केस आते हैं तो आपको झाटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। इज बियॉन्ड ऑल दैट, बट येट प्रशांत भूषण एंड हिज टीम fought this case through the PIL for years, and I think they still made little bit of progress. And like Ravi says, no, not all battles are fought to be won. This is important documentation, even if it doesn't have a bearing on the elections or the voting. I think is very heartening to see people who are still trying. And if nothing, they're letting history know that there are some people who still fought the good fight for democracy. And we can all take heart from that. If you are still unaware of what I'm talking about the electoral bonds, then you're either a very happy person or you are Jamie. So
अरे
with that, Sai is saying coping for our sanity in the market of Jacqueline.
नहीं तो बोला
Spanish lady was offered compensation for rape. अरे वो तो क्या अलग ही. I mean, of course ये होता है, but then I think because there's a presence online, it made bigger news. And of course, people said, "What about?" इसमें भी what about आ गया. But they tried other thing. पहले they said कि ये जो था ना रेप वो कैथलिक लोगों ने किया है, तो हमको मत बोलो, as if they are not part of this country. फिर बोला कि एक्चुअली हुआ ही नहीं है, वो झूठ बोल रहे हैं. It is fucking shameful. Uh, AMA, if you are to add का परिवार in your Twitter handle or what would अच्छा वो यार Shweta, I think with these things, no, I wouldn't want to even mention it because even if you mention it in jest, it helps their cause. No, so I'm not even gonna say it. Like all these stupid fucking campaigns of theirs. Like if you see the CA was notified just simply and quite clearly to divert attention. So better fight that case in the courts now. No, and even if you take your time to critique the CA in some long Twitter thread, it helps their cause because every tweet going in that direction takes attention away from the electoral bonds. So, screw the fucking parivar. Electoral bond are holy documents for Hindu resurgence. You never know, gentlemen, in a few years from now, they may be preserved in museums saying this is how we revived our ancient culture. Enjoy yourself. The end trading is saying in Australia and Singapore, take care. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. I think with that, we shall end. Guys, stay safe, be kind, be as aware as you can, and we shall be back next week, hopefully, as I continue my trip down under. And the bigger challenge for me than selling tickets here is to avoid Maida. I'm losing that battle. But at least if I can sell some tickets, I'll be happy. Brisbane this week, Perth next week, Melbourne after that, finally Singapore in April. Thank you for being here, guys. The link is in the description. Thank you, Jamie, for setting this up. That's it. Good night. See you guys next time.
कर दिया खत्म